Okay, so yesterday I mentioned that we needed to continue working on lesson 9 using images. Um, some people are almost finished with it already, so make sure you turn it in before midnight tonight on Friday. So I also added a video in case some of y'all are still struggling because I'm not going to be there. So watch the video as you're doing the activity and should help you out. Um, let's see. Okay, so the other thing you need to work on today is something called Lesson 10 Project Guide Personal Web Page Define. Now, it's like a long name, but it's really pieces of it. Project Guide. We have a project coming up in a couple of lessons, and this is the beginning of it, the foundation of it. And it's a personal web page. And if you remember the word define from the problem solving process, so we're defining a problem, which is really not a problem. It's just kind of getting ready to uh, create something. Um, I'm making a video, but of course, that's where this came from is watch video first, and that's this video. Um, in this lesson, students will investigate ways to use websites as the means of personal expression and developing a list of topics and interests they would want to include on a personal website. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this document, and it'll open up this document right here. Remember to make a copy by going to File and make a copy. That way you have something to turn in, and everybody needs to turn in their own sheet. It's not a group project. Also, um, it says we'll be creating our own web page. And an important part of building a web page is defining the purpose of the page. Since this is your page, you'll be able to decide what hobbies, interests, or messages you'd like to share. Use the prompt and the space below to brainstorm content you'd want to include in your personal website. So basically, these are a bunch of questions to prompt you to think of things. So, what are things you like to do for fun? In other words, like, do you like to go bike riding? Do you like to go play football, play soccer? Um, do you like to do karaoke? I mean, just things that you like to do that are considered fun. What are things you know more about than other people? In other words, like, I have a student in my computer science 2 class that she knows how to ride a motorcycle. So she probably knows a little bit about the motorcycle. And so she probably knows a little more about the motorcycle than I do. So that would be something that she knows more about than other people. So if you know how to play an instrument or you know how to play a video game better than somebody else, maybe that's what you can create your website on. What are things you care about in your school, your community, or even the world at large? When you see the world at large, that means basically the world. I mean, they put at large, it's like, it's just a fancier way of saying, the overall scope of things. So, what do you care about in your school or your community? It could be something, maybe you want to have a block party for people in your neighborhood, and you're creating a website so that way they can be informed about it. Or there's an activity at the park that you guys would like to organize, and you create a website about that. So basically, it's something that's personal to you as far as impacting the community or the school, or even if you want to go large scale, it could be the world. I mean, because remember, the internet covers everywhere. So um, that's something you can think about. What messages do you want to share with a wide audience? So you're trying to get an idea out or a thought or information or something. That's what the web pages are for. I mean, we've learned up so far that people can create web pages about dogs, about musical instruments, about vacations, and so on and so forth. So there's tons of things you can pick from. So what you're going to do today is you're going to use the space below to write your ideas down. Now remember, these don't have to be complete sentences. They could be drawings. You could start out with an idea of, like, say football, and you draw a circle and you put football, and then you have a little graph here that says football, kicking field goals, tackling, running for touchdowns, or say volleyball. You just put a big old circle in the middle and you put the word volleyball, and volleyball could be set or spike, things like that. Just things that you know about that would be interesting to put on a website. These are things, anything. It could be even a video game. Say you're really good at roadblocks. Roblox is like, you can do that one, and say, okay, well, I know this about it and what the game is about, what you need to know before you start playing the game, stuff like that. So it creates ideas. Now, as you go further down, these are the questions that you need to answer because this will get you ready for your actual project. Choose one topic from the list above and explain what the purpose of the web page will be. Um, Most people would think I'm going to write a web page about computers. Actually, if I was going to write a web page, it would probably be on something like how to set up your stereo system to your television set, or how to fix your car, or something specific. It could be car maintenance, or to me, it's like something that you're interested about, and you explain what is the purpose. So you actually write it out in full sentences. It might take you two or three, four, 5 sentences to write out. So what you're picking a topic that you wrote up here. So once you get the topic, the idea, and you write it here, you say, I will create a web page about, and then you tell me what it is, period. The purpose of this web page is, and then you go on to write out the purpose of it. And those are, I mean, even just those two sentences kind of summarize what's going on here. It gives you an idea. What will make this page special to you? In other words, why is it, uh, why is it, why does the page stand out to you too? And then so it's basically in a nutshell, it's to express yourself on your own and your own goals. Um, it has to be significant to you. None of it's important. So you have to think about, what is the page gonna, how's it gonna represent you? How will you know that your web page is successful? Well, once you publish it, which we're not going to publish it, but if you were to publish it, how would you know? Would you say, "Oh, this many visits, I have over 1 million visits, it's successful," or "I'm getting positive comments from people that are actually viewing the web page"? So, kind of just writing a couple of sentences, two or three that are complete, saying, "How will you know when it's successful?" Once you fill all that in and you turn the page in, that should be it for today. Um, Basically, this is getting ready for our project. Other than that, just make sure you turn in lesson 9 and 10 before midnight tonight. That way we can get full credit. Make sure to write your sentences down and try to have a good weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.